What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Podcast Sunday, where me and guests speak on different topics concerning life, self-improvement, motivation, business, and even different news stories as well. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. We are back out here with another podcast.
The greatest.
Podcast Sunday. You see who we got out here. The podcast trio has yet come back. All right, so as you guys probably have noticed, we don't have any gameplay in the background. And the reason for that is, we talk about many different topics on this channel, on these podcasts. And with that, I just felt as though it wasn't appropriate to have, like Fortnite gameplay and stuff like that in the back. So just let me know how you guys like this. If this is fine for y'all, if y'all want to see the gameplay back, let me know your thoughts. Put it in the comments. I'm definitely down to see what you guys think. But without further ado, let's get into the weekly reviews of the podcast. Terrence, can you start us off?
Sure, I can start us off. So my weekly review, if you guys have been following the podcast for the past couple of weeks, you'll know that I was gearing up for a big move to Philadelphia, and I finally moved. You'll notice that I don't have blue walls anymore. I got these regular white walls, and moved into my new apartment this weekend or last weekend. So about a week, I'll be in my apartment about a week from today. Thank you very much.
Yes,
it's been really, really kind of exciting, but like hectic at the same time. Moving during COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of things that you look for in the city, all the things that you're excited for in a new city, you're kind of not able to access, all the great things, all the lively events and the food and all the different experiences you're not able to really fully engage in because we're in a pandemic right now. So a bummer in that way. So I'm kind of looking forward to things progressing and moving forward and becoming better. But at the same time, I can't be happier to be in, move in safely, be in good health, and just be able to do what I love in the next, few weeks, all the stuff that I've been gearing up for. Yeah. Be able to finally embark on medical school, something I've been training for the past 6 years. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm really excited to get started. It's just kind of like a little hectic with everything that's going on. You got to still wear masks. You still got to maintain social distancing, all that good stuff while everything's going on. And we know that they're starting to spike again with the cases. It was weird today. I actually looked into it and I saw that New York actually isn't at a high risk state anymore. So basically, they have like less new cases per capita. And that was strange to me because I thought I was going to a safer place in Pennsylvania by leaving New York, and now it seems like I'm doing the reverse and actually going to a more dangerous
infected
place.
Area.
More infected area. So it's kind of crazy to think about it like that, but I'm just getting used to everything. You gotta adapt no matter what. So I'm just taking it as it comes at me, But all good things. What about you, Faquan?
My week it was boring. So what happened earlier this week? Okay, so earlier this week, I spoke with a administrative director at NJIT.
Gotcha.
Because I wanted to get into this program for cybersecurity, because with the curriculum with computer science, they don't really have too many classes at the school that I go to. So I decided, let me branch out, let me learn something that I always wanted to learn, which is like hacking.
Yeah.
So I branched out, sent my information to NJIT. They reached back out. We had almost a 2-hour conversation because they had to run down certain things to me, find out if I'm a good fit and all that stuff. So they said that I got accepted and that I'll be starting the program July 26th.
It's my birthday.
Boring stuff. This man said boring. How is that boring? Jeez, come on, man.
Yeah,
congratulations.
It's boring.
He said this is nothing.
That's the only thing I got right now. But what about you, Zach?
Wonderful. Fantastic. For me, you know, King Zeph always has something interesting to say each and every week. But yeah, you know, I've been streaming. So I'm making
same old.
I've been making some headway. Yeah, nah. I mean, hey, I have been streaming, but that's not only. I actually got a few things set up with my LLC. So, I mean, a lot of stuff are moving on. Not going to speak too much on it. Just know things are coming along, and King Bands will be coming out soon. And yeah, so I mean, this week was more of just learning a lot of different stuff. I've been doing a lot more reading. Just I feel like this week was just more to like getting a lot more knowledge for me, and yeah. So I mean, it's been a great week. Nothing to complain about. I was at an expo last week. I was at an expo earlier this week, which kind of messed with the sleep schedule a lot. But hey, we're back on track, back rested, and getting things done. But yeah, so my week has been pretty, I guess, eventful, but also nothing too crazy, which is great.
What have you been reading about?
Yeah. This man said, "You read stuff? What?"
You reading?
Yeah, it's interesting to hear that. So that's a new take.
Yeah,
you're not like the reading type. So
I used to be.
What did you read?
It's just, you know, I kind of fell off. But hey,
what, 5 years ago?
It's a new year. Shut up, Faquan. Do you read, bro? Do you read?
Yeah, I have books right next to me. Actually,
wow.
I've been reading. The Miseducation of the Negro.
I thought you were going to say Lauren Hill.
Miseducation of the Negro. This is where she got it from, this book.
Got you.
Boom.
Watch how this turns into the topic.
Should read more books.
Knowledge.
What have you been reading about, though?
Well, it's multiple different books. Well, from the expo that I did, it's more books that my bishop had wrote. And it's about different stuff, as in like just ways to make money, different stuff with health, different foods that you should be eating, like, and how to eat with the seasons. Like, there's certain foods that you shouldn't eat because it's out of season, and that would affect your body in a negative way. And not going too deep into it, but yeah. So it's more. I got, I think, two books from there, and then I just had other books from before. And I was looking into another book that I actually got from my grandpa, which is, hold on, let me see. I got it right here. Kind of messed up the front. Black Odyssey. I don't know if anybody ever heard of it. Black Odyssey.
Black Odyssey.
You heard of it?
Black Odyssey, I think I have.
Black Odyssey, the Afro-American Ordeal in Slavery, Nathan Irving Huggins. But yeah, so knowledge is my goal. Because without knowledge, there's a lot of things that you will not be able to do. So like I said, that's with me. And like I said, watch how this turns into a topic.
I think it's a good topic. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of the stuff that we were kind of talking about this earlier today, but we won't go into a huge topic onto it. Yeah. But a lot of the stuff that we're kind of like ignorant to, or we kind of turn a blind eye to, or whatever, just for the fact that for a long time we haven't been educated on certain things, and by just taking education and putting it at the forefront, just taking the time to read, you know, it could change a whole perspective.
Because reading, I mean, like I said, I used to do it a lot, but then I don't know if it was because of just like the norm that it's not cool to read or whatnot that I stopped. Yeah. But it was definitely something. I think it was definitely something that You smiling over there for Faquan. What are you cheesing about, bro?
He's like, I know you for 3 years. I never seen you pick up a book.
Exactly.
I used to read a lot.
Exactly.
As
I was
in
reading,
before
Captain
Faquan.
That's why I said 5 years ago.
It was a while ago. Not gonna lie.
No, I know. It was definitely a while ago.
Shut up.
When you were forced to. Was it a school project
Yeah.
that you had to do that made you read?
No, I used to read a lot. I read hundreds of books. Because I used to
All right,
read
don't
series.
lie. Don't lie.
It's not. No, it's not a lie.
Don't
You
say
ever heard-
hundreds. Of
It
books.
was hundreds.
Terrence, do
You
you
heard-
even believe that? Hundreds?
I don't know, man.
Okay,
Have you heard
thank
of
you.
the Hardy Boys series?
Hardy Boys? Yes, I've heard about that.
I read the entire series, each and every book.
But that's fiction.
It doesn't matter. It's a book. And I
Yeah.
also read, I'm pretty, you guys probably never heard of it, but Warriors series. It's like about cats and like the wild.
No, never heard of that one.
So wait. The Hardy's Boys, right?
Yes.
You've read the stories that were created from 1927 on up. So
Yes.
you've read every single one,
Yes.
right? Okay. All the way to 1972. You've
I read
each.
every single book that they had.
Okay, so you
Dang,
read
that's a lot
The
of books,
Secret of Pirates Hill.
Yes. I remember that cover too, The Secret of Pirates Hill.
What
I
does
don't
it
remember
look
all
like?
the names, but now that you said The Secret of
All
Pirates
right,
Hill,
you
I
said you
the
remember the cover. What's the cover look like, my brother? What it looks like?
Doesn't it have an old ship? It has a ship on it, correct?
No.
It doesn't have a ship?
Damn, you must be getting confused with
No, I'm getting it.
the
No,
house
I know
on
one
the
of the
cliff.
titles have a ship.
Hundreds of books. Books.
I know where you live, Faquan. I know where you live.
Yo,
What's
get
up?
out of here.
But yeah, no, I read each and every one of them. I know I did. And
Who
then
are
I
the
also,
authors?
like I said, I was really into reading.
I
Just
believe you.
it was.
We
It
believe
was.
you.
I was. You said what?
Mhm.
Shut up.
So we believe you. Yeah. Mhm.
It was. I was really into like the fictional books, like The Warriors. It was a series about cats in the jungle fighting to the death, and then there was so many different storylines. And those books was like, I was probably like 60 books altogether too. And then I read all of the Hardy Boys, and I used to be just enveloped in just like a lot of fictional books. I don't know if that's like used for. I don't know. I was just interested in them. Like some people use like books or different shows as an escape from stuff, but I was just like really interested. That's why I read each and every book, because they were, I don't know, they just caught my interest at the time. But like I said, as I got older, and I guess the social norms were, oh, it's not cool to read, or it's not cool to do that. Get an iPhone and just, watch shows and stuff. That's when I started doing that. Now I fell out of love with the whole reading thing, but I'm sure I could definitely get back into it.
Faquan, did you read a lot growing up?
Yes. I've read a few books. I'm not gonna say I was like always in a book. I've read a few books, important books, not fictional. I've read fictional, like Captain Underpants. I think that's what his name was. Captain Underpants. And
I think my brother
a few
read
other-
every one of those books.
yeah, I had like 3 or 4 of them, and I read a few Goosebumps books, fiction wise, but other than that, the rest was more autobiographies, history, certain things, real stuff. That's gonna teach you
Yeah,
something in life. Something that's gonna help to, when you bring it up in conversation, you sound intelligent. And you're able to
hey, books,
relate.
fictional books
Hey, man.
can teach you grammar.
Some fictional books are good. Like, I guess the ones that they kind of use in grade school, and they're trying to teach you about like certain themes and like certain things like The Great Gatsby and like certain like foundational books like Color Purple, different things that you have to read in like high school or middle school, like just about history or whatever. Fictional books that are based on like a true story or something like that recreated. Those are the ones that interest me the most. But I remember reading stuff that like, this will never happen in real life. Like, it never really appealed to me as much as like those like real life like self-help stuff. But also it depends on like the age and like where your mindset is. Like when I was in school, I wasn't trying to read a book unless it was forced upon me. But when I was like super young as a kid, I was always interested in reading. So
yeah, gotcha.
It's so weird.
Gotcha. But you believe that, Faquan, right? But you don't believe that I was interested as a young kid in reading, huh?
Here's the thing. I speak with, well, tell you the honest truth, Zephaniah has a hidden talent. He has the talent of like writing. Like he knows how to put together words that flow. Kind of like a rapper. Like he knows how to.
See, I never knew this. This is news to me.
But he knows how to write it. Not necessarily always say it in like conversation. It's more like pen to paper. He's more gifted, which his mother is the author, so he must, grab those talents from his mom. So
one second. Apparently we have 10 minutes. I guess they took off the time limit thing.
I guess we'll see in 10 minutes.
All right, so we'll attempt to get everything. I'll set a timer for like 9 minutes.
What happened?
There's like a timer on Zoom that like it limits how long your meetings could go. I thought that was removed, but I guess it's not anymore.
Yeah, no, they put it back on.
But
all right, you can continue, Faquan. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue to gas me up.
Okay. Well, yes. He gets that gift from his mother. He's very gifted. That's one of his hidden talents that he has. He knows how to put pen to paper. He knows how to make it flow. Like a rapper, like Kendrick Lamar, makes it flow.
You should have said like something like somebody a little
very
bit.
Nice. It's nice. No, for all jokes aside, I may poke fun at him, but he's good when it comes to pen to paper. You have to remember his mother is an author, so he has that gift of.
Where do you think that came from, Zeph? Do you think that came from reading or what?
I learned my grammar from reading. Faquan, commented to me on a phone call the other day how I know how to put commas and periods in the proper places. I learned that from reading, and just different grammar words. Like I was never one to just go in the dictionary and be like, "What's that? What's that mean?" I would learn how to figure out what a word means by, like, if I didn't know what a word meant in the book, I would look at the word surrounding that word to find out the meaning. I wouldn't necessarily look it up. I took that as a challenge when I was reading. Like if I didn't know a word, I would attempt to find the meaning without looking it up. That was just a fun little thing that I used to do. But yeah, so I mean, it was definitely from reading, probably from my mom's. But I mean, a lot of people don't know that I can write, but I do. Have you
written anything before? Like, do you like write like a journal, or do you write like?
Yeah, I mean, I shared one with Faquan. That one, that's something that I would probably have to. Yeah, no, that one, that's like a really personal one. So maybe I'll share it when I do that video.
One day.
When I do that video.
Yeah.
But that one, Faquan, how did you feel about that one, Faquan?
I was like, wow. Like,
so can you give it a little bit more back? Like what?
It was about my feelings throughout the entirety of what I went through with the eye situation.
Yeah.
So you wrote out like a journal, like description. Okay, I see.
Yeah. But it
was more like closely related to poetry, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I tried to make it in my mind. I wanted to make it in my mind. I was thinking I was making like a piece of freaking garbage. How dare you?
Got gunshots outside your house?
Nah. All right, let me restart. In my mind, I made it, or I was thinking of making it to like a rap or something like that, like how Faquan said. So that's how I worded it. I put the commas, I put the rhymes and stuff in certain places and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, no. So a lot of people don't know that, but like I said, I do have a problem about articulation, like how Faquan said. But hey, that only comes with time and doing podcasts like this to help me better articulate myself. But yeah, no. So would you say you have a talent like that too, Terrence or Faquan?
I didn't. Well, one thing I wanted to comment on yours was I feel like I see that a lot where people that like can't necessarily articulate themselves through voice, know how to do it well with pen. Gotcha. Or like typing things out, or they have the thoughts in their head, and if you give them enough time to formulate, they can create a masterpiece. But on the spot, they're not good. And I think that I was a little bit like that when I was younger. I was a little slower, like not off the cuff. I couldn't like be quick. I don't know how I got better. I think it just came from just practicing talking and being forced to do like certain presentations and stuff in school, and being forced to be like a vocal leader in like sports and stuff like that. Because I was a really, really quiet kid growing up. Like you would have never thought that I would be who I am today. If you looked at me when I was a younger kid, I was really quiet, introverted. I'm still introverted, but I wasn't as outspoken and able to articulate myself. So I think I agree that, I'm surprised, but not surprised at the same time. Somebody that's not able to, or doesn't feel as confident in articulating himself like you do, the fact that you have a good pen and you can describe what you're feeling in a way that's unique and, fluid, even though you may not be able to say it out loud.
So, I mean, hey, they said I'm Kendrick, so hey, nobody can tell me nothing now, you feel me?
All right.
Kendrick, sign me today. I will write all of your songs. Shoot.
Nah, chill out.
So I mean, I don't know if y'all can see the timer at the top. It's at 4 minutes. Yeah, so it's at 4 minutes. What can we get?
Faquan, do you have any secret talents, or
restart that because I was talking? Sorry, 1 second.
Oh yeah. Faquan, do you have any secret talents?
I would say my talent is my mouth. Definitely my mouth. In the past, I was student council vice president. That means you have to go up and you have to make your speeches voluntarily. You have to be able to speak, articulate your words. You have to be able to plan events that would benefit the student population in the school. Like, okay, can we do something to raise money towards this? Can we do something to push a message? Like, one thing that I spearheaded on was a bullying campaign that we went around to each middle school within the township, and we did a whole show about bullying with the step team and a whole bunch of people. And then I just it was a lot of stuff. I'm kind of blanking out, but my mouth is my gift. I'm able to, when you put me on the spot, I'm able to articulate my words in a certain way. I'm able to come up with certain things, how to say it, how to articulate it, put it together, and then spew it out my mouth.
Now, just imagine my pen and Faquan combined. That's tough.
Well, do you feel like?
No wonder we're friends.
Do you feel like you have a lack of a pen, or like ability to articulate through type, or like through on a page, or do you feel like?
I feel like I could be stronger. I feel like it's more laziness. It's definitely laziness. Because I feel like if I'm able to articulate the words out of my mouth, I should be able to, articulate it through typing or writing it down. And even if I don't write it down, there is technology that could help you out. There's applications. Right. You speak and it types it out for you. Yeah. So I just think most of the time it's just pure laziness from me. But I think I would be pretty good if I was put to the test. Like, okay, you have to write this masterful paragraph in this one-page paper that has to get you into Harvard University. I think I would be able to do that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I've seen situations where I've seen people that are good at speaking. Like, I've seen somebody like Josiah, who's good at like speaking and can speak off the top. I've seen him write, and like I've actually like helped him write some of like the ebooks that he has put out in recent years. And he writes like how he talks. And sometimes when you write how you talk, it doesn't come off as good. So I feel like it's an art to be able to write in a way that when somebody reads it, it gives them the same feeling as if you were actually speaking to them. So it's a different tone, And that's something I feel like I've definitely tried to master growing up. Just being able to write and have a certain level of rhetoric. I feel like that's been like my strongest point, and being able to write with certain rhetoric and certain diction that allows me to kind of portray a message and portray an argument in a way that if you read this out loud, it kind of has like a similar, like Faquan was saying with Zeph, you know, a similar feeling of like a rhythm, a rap, like music. Because I have a music background, I think that's what gives me my rhythm. And like when I write literature, or when I write essays, or when I write applications for stuff, everything has a tempo, everything has a rhythm. I'm like, I got to put this short sentence here because I've been saying a bunch of long sentences, so they need a pause, they need a breath. But basically, yeah, like I think for me, it's interesting having this conversation, just thinking about like when I was younger, being such an introvert, now how that helped develop my ability to write through words. Because now everything that you think about that you can't necessarily say out loud in the best way, you're able to perfectly say it if you give yourself enough time to articulate it and kind of create that dance and that art piece. I think Faquan, if you could give any advice to Zeph, somebody that has like through, you know, your experiences, have a lot of just have that ability to just speak and articulate quickly, what do you think allowed you to develop that, if you were to give advice to Zeph?
I think what played a main part in that is, I would say, going to school. I think going to school helps to put you in certain situations. Like you referenced before, being forced to participate in certain activities with sports and with school. So it's being in certain situations over and over and over that push you, and that you have to spearhead, and that you have to lead, that you have to speak.
Yeah, got you.
And help to perfect or make you better, I guess, speaking wise. That's
so it's kind of
in a nutshell.
You.
Forcing
you to, got you.
Yeah, do you think you've gotten better with like not just podcasts, but just like streaming and stuff? Or is that like a different element to you?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely nervous when I first started, because live streaming, it's like, if you do something on camera, if you mess up, then it's like you can't do anything. It's live. They're gonna see it. So I was nervous, but now it's just like, I don't know, I have no fear with that at all. I can't say that I have any fear with that of messing up or whatever, because my stream is goofy. My stream play around all the time. It's just like they don't care if you mess up. They don't care if you die a million times, as long as it's funny. As long as I'm interacting with them. So yeah, no, it's I don't know. That's why I find the stream so fun, because of the people that I have in my community. And that's what motivates me the most. Just different people that I have. Like each of them have their own personal traits and funny sides, and they add something to the community. I don't know that was gonna go off.
Gunshots.
All right, 3, 2, 1. They add something to the community. Even we could talk about Westbrook. He different, very special. Probably not gonna watch this, but hey, if you do, that's tough. Oh wait, no, he do be on my YouTube. Dang. But yeah, no. So it's different. Everybody has their own thing, and I'm just so grateful for all the people that rock with me on Twitch. And it's like, I don't know. I think I'm like everybody. They're like, oh, I got the best fans, but I feel like I got the best fans. Everybody is supportive of what I do. Everybody. And I don't really see too many hate comments at all. Maybe that's just because I'm smaller, but it just seems like I just have a lot of people on my side, and they are excited to see what I got coming next. So that's what keeps me motivated, going about just doing the streaming, doing the thing. Because like you could tell, like from a good stream or a bad stream, by how much interaction. Like interaction is what fuels me. So if I see like one person in the stream, I will try my very best to continue to be entertaining, but I will definitely have a lot less energy, have a lot less motivation to do or to be that in the stream, or to be my happy, crazy self in the stream if I see like just little what's it called, little viewership or whatever. So like I said, that's just a motivating factor. But to answer your question, yes, I feel as though I've gotten better with the speaking, and I would say that's through these podcasts, one, but also through like you said, the live streams and stuff like that, because that also does kind of force me to get into a mode where, like you said, I can't mess up. Not necessarily that I can't, but I try my best to not. So I'm constantly doing that, constantly attempting to make sure I am on point at all times, even though it's not necessarily serious topics or articulation is not the highest priority.
Yeah,
it's still something that I'm constantly checking myself. And yeah, so I mean, it's only up from here. Just keep getting better and better at it.
I think you're even too hard on yourself sometimes when it comes to. I don't think you realize that like you're learning, you know.
Yeah.
So like when you do mess up, like, or if you don't have a thought completely formulated, sometimes you just like completely don't allow yourself to like formulate the thought, or you'll just be like, oh, I'm not going to talk about that right now, or I'm not going to do this, and you just push it away. Yeah. You know, allow yourself to learn, allow yourself to go through that rough patch where you're making mistakes, and because that's when you're actually getting better, when you're making mistakes and learning from them. So don't allow yourself to like feel like down, even if you do mess up, or if you're not like perfect every time. Because I don't know, I feel like I'm like that too, where if I'm not like, sometimes when I'm learning something new, like if I'm not perfect right away, it's just like you get frustrated. It's like, but making mistakes is learning, you know? Yeah, making mistakes is a key point or a key part of we said that in multiple different podcasts too.
You got me thinking right now. I'm like, that
what you got to say, Faquan? I see you in the corners.
That applies to me so much. Because it's so true what they say, birds of a feather flock together. Mm-hmm. You may think, okay, that one friend who's the funny one or the outgoing one, he's the strong one. Mm-hmm. That person might actually be the weakest link, but they just show the face in front of you. So what you just said was definitely it was hitting me. So I was having like a little flashback. I'm like, that's me. He's talking to me on the inside like that. That applies to me. He's talking to you. Not talking to nobody else. He's talking to you.
Would you consider yourself like that strong friend or what?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely the strong.
You got it.
Friend in any group of friends that I have. I'm definitely one of the dominant ones where my mouth, the type of personality that okay, let me start. Okay, the type of personality that I am, I would say is sometimes. Okay, all right.
Like alpha.
Let me draw back. I'm trying to say the right words.
Right.
Family friendly.
Your friends watch.
Exactly. The type of personality that I have, I would say, is I know when to fall back. I really do know when to fall back. But I am going to let you know if you're messing up. Hey, okay, do this, do that. But I kind of like, so you could probably say alpha, since I do like to give direction. Okay, do this, do that, you do this, you do that. But you can go ahead, do your thing, but throw in my stuff in there too, you know, just a little bit. But I'll let you lead. So I'm not going to say I'm alpha necessarily. Is kind of like omega control sometimes.
Yeah, it sounds like you probably grew up, and I was the same way. Like, you grew up where accountability is what made you better, so that's what you try to push off on other people, you know, like, I'm going to hold you accountable because I know when I'm held accountable, that's when I get stuff done.
And that's a syndrome that, well, some people call it only child syndrome, because I don't have a brother or sister to, okay, you do that, or mom said to do this. No, everything is on me. Everything. The world is on my shoulders. I have to be the perfect one. I have to be the good child all the time. The child who goes to college and gets a degree and the job, and you have to be doing this during the summer, the internship, and this and that. You kind of have to be the full package
Right.
in every way, shape, or form.
Mm.
You have to be the extrovert. You have to be this, that, which kind of forced me to, go after things like student council vice president. I could have went after president, but again, that's my laziness. You know what? I don't want that full responsibility as president.
Gotcha.
Let me choose vice. It still worked. I'm still up there.
Yeah.
But I'm not like the front face all the time.
Gotcha.
Now, I did have to lead a few times.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to be like the main face, the president.
I got you.
I'm being the vice president. I'm here. I'm chilling. Just
I got
let me
you.
be in the
I
cut.
got you. Yeah. One thing. Well, I mean, I kind of want to, I guess, ask you, what would you say would be one thing that you could? Because I don't know if there's or two views these, but I would say you're the only one. Well, no, you are the only one that has the experience of being an only child.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, what's one thing that you've learned that you could save somebody that's a lot younger? You could save them from a lot of pain and suffering by this one thing or a few different lessons. What do you think that you could say that could help somebody that's also in your situation as the only child? Like you said, that it feels as though there's a lot of pressure on your back. You have to be perfect, have to do all these extra stuff. What is it that you could say to kind of, or that you've experienced, or what you've learned through that whole situation to help somebody else?
One thing I would tell young people, and even if I can go back in time for myself, is don't follow what other people want you to do. Because as the only child, you are put into the position, okay, you have to become this, because you can't go for that other degree. You can't do that. You have to go for engineering, medical, or to be a lawyer. You have to be in one of those two brackets, or else your parents are going to look at you a certain type of way. They're not going to support you fully. It's like this type of energy that they exude off of them. It makes you feel the type of way. So the
like
main thing I would, so the main thing I would tell young people out there who are only childs, only parents, only children. I don't know. I can't get out the words. I'm a little nervous right now, but
You good.
I would tell them don't live for everybody else.
Got you.
Follow what you want to follow, because I think if I followed what I wanted to follow, I would have graduated in 3 years. 3 years, flat, boom. If I went to school what I wanted to go to school for, I don't necessarily think it would be related to like computer science. It just wouldn't be computer science. That's the difference. It's kind of like I'm living out the dreams or the aspirations of the people around me, so they can have this trophy to say, hey, he's graduated with this degree. He's an engineer at Google, and he went to this school, and he did this, and he did that. So it's kind of frustrating, and it stresses you out a little bit, because you're like, okay, what do I have to do? Because my mom, my dad are going to say something if I'm not doing nothing, because my cousin just graduated with this, and he just graduated with that, and he did this, and he did that. And they're looking at you like, okay, you're the only child. You can't point at anybody else but you.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of pressure.
I have a question off of that.
Along with many other things too.
A quick question off of that. So with my YouTube channel, I have, people asking me, like, want to go into medicine. They're like, I want to go into this field, but my parents think it's too big of a risk because all the debt you're going to be collecting. It's going to be this. It's going to be this many years of schooling. Blah blah blah. Like, they're telling me I have to go somewhere else or do something else. And I always tell them, I didn't have to do this, and this is just my hypothetical, like, what I would do. And I always tell them, maybe take the chance to educate your parents. They're probably telling you to go down this route because this is all they know. Yeah. And they're afraid they care for you, but they're also afraid for you at the same time. So maybe take the time to, like, put them in a perspective of educating them and saying, hey, this is the route. This is what I'm signing up for. I know these risks, but these are the benefits. Do you think that is like a good route to go, or have you done anything like that to kind of ease the tension off your parents a little? I have, because I remember about probably 2 years ago, I brought it up and I said,
hey, I want to switch to this. And it would lead me into the same type of field, but not exactly the same type of jobs. I'm the type of person where when I choose something, I'm going to run down, okay, what type of jobs am I going to get after I graduate? What do these jobs entail? Okay, next, what's the salary that they're doing? Let's compare it to if I had this degree versus this degree. What's the salary gap with that? So when I sat down with my mom and I explained it, and my other family members, I said, what are you doing? They said, a word, but what are you doing? Is something wrong with you? How about you finish what you're going to school for? You make more money doing that, and there's more possibilities with that versus you focusing on that thing, whatever that is. Because I've seen other people graduate with that degree, and they're not doing nothing.
Right.
It's kind of like, okay, yeah, exactly. So it kind of like it swats it down like a fly, like, this is your dream, and then they smack it down, they kill it. Because this is not only your parents, it's your other family members around you. It might be your grandmother, it might be your aunt, your uncle. Tell me, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Go finish what you're going to school for. Do not switch and finish, because that other degree that you want is garbage. So they had that persona and that fixed notion of you have to fall underneath these categories in order to be successful. And that's it. There's no if, ands, or buts. I don't want to hear about anything else. You can educate them all you want. You can run down stats and comparisons and even draw a Venn diagram.
Yeah.
Is it going to change it? No, because it's a certain persona that they want to project. It's about persona, status.
Yeah.
What do I tell my coworkers about my child? That's what they want to hear. Hey, my child works here. They want to brag about you. So if you graduate with anything less, with your passion, or no, what am I going to tell them? You went to school for business? Business admin?
Business?
What is that?
What do you mean, business?
Or information systems options in the business school. What is that? Is that going to get you a job? A job that's going to help to pay back your student loans? How about you continue to go to school what you're going to school for, make that money, so that I can brag about you as well, and you're happy with your money, and that's it. It's nothing else.
It's all about social capital.
Not
actual like mental
bragging
wealth.
rights. Bragging rights.
Nah, but I think that's why it's important that you said just to do what you feel or what you're passionate about. That's what you had ended off with before, and it just depends on, I don't know, I guess your family members, or just, I don't know, how you were raised or whatever, to kind of determine what counsel you can take. Because like you said, there was your family members that were there, and then there was your mom there. And it's just, I guess you have to be able to determine what's the right, because there is people that can give you correct counsel that's in your family, if it's your family members or your mother. But you have to, that's why, I mean, I'm a very, what's it called? I'm very into, like it says in the Bible, how you should judge a man by his fruits. So that's how you can determine if you should be taking advice, I guess, from certain people. You see what they have done in the past. You see how they have, or what accomplishments they have made. If they got a college degree, like, you're not going to listen to somebody about your child if they don't have a child. You're not going to listen to somebody saying something about how you should take care of a child or a baby, or you shouldn't, at least, in my opinion, if they don't have a child or don't have that experience. Because what are they going to tell you? Just experience they've heard. If they don't have like I said, you just have to. It's
kind of like 18-year-old life coach.
Yeah. So it's you have to make sure that wherever you get your advice from, that you would take into consideration to alter anything in your life. You have to make sure the source of the advice is coming from somebody that has good, I'll just say the word fruits, or a good track record, you could also say.
Yeah.
Like I said, you don't want to take.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying you don't want to take advice. Like I said, well, that's a pretty good analogy. Like somebody, you don't want, if you have a baby, you don't want to take advice from somebody that doesn't have a child on what you should do with your child. That's not advisable. It's not the best thing at all. But you can go.
Go ahead, Dan.
No, you go.
You sure?
Yeah, go.
Okay. What I would say as a disclosure to others watching, to people watching, is yes, going back to what I was discussing before, you are going to speak to people who are not in your shoes, who have not been in your shoes. Mm-hmm. You're going to also speak to people who have been in your shoes, who have multiple degrees, and they're going to tell you the same exact thing that person who has no degree at all, and it's going to align up because they both still have this mental persona of you have to fall in these brackets. I went to school too. I went through the hardships of being in corporate America or being Black in corporate America. These are the things that you have to go to school for in order to be successful as probably a minority, Black, whatever race you identify as. There are certain fields where, depending upon how you look, they have this persona of you have to go in here, because with those other ones, they're going to shortchange you. Matter of fact, you're not even going to get the job in the first place. So why even go for that degree? Go for these. It's more safe, they're secure, and they provide benefits, they provide a good salary, nice pension, insurance, the whole American.
It's all about the
dream.
Safety, you know?
Exactly. Little rainbow that SpongeBob did, you know. Like the whole thing. The whole thing.
I think
there you go.
I was just gonna say before, I think that's why it's so important to have the right mentors and have the right people around you, because if you have the right mentor that is pushing you in the right direction, is encouraging you even though you're going through a non-traditional path, and you have that person in your corner, nothing else will matter, because you could just be like, this person is who I aspire to be, and they're telling me to go for it, so nobody else can tell me anything. You know, no one can tell me anything. I've done this. I've paved this path myself. And when you get to it, you know, I think it's so tough because parents and people around us, our family, they just want that safety. They want that comfort because they're fearful. And the reason they worked so hard is for us to be able to have the fruits of their labor. So why not let me have those fruits by letting me enjoy the things and take the time, take my 20s to experiment, to find myself, so I can actually gain the fruits and the visibility to see what I actually want in life versus what they had to do, which was listen to their parents and follow along. But you know, that's it. You could spend so much time. You could only spend so much time trying to convince other people that what you're doing is the right thing. You have to really believe in it yourself. Faquan hit it right on the nail there.
You can't always teach an old dog new tricks.
That's very true.
So.
And what I would say, so I mean, that was definitely correct, and I appreciate you even saying that. How there are also people that do have the track record. So I would say also, to add on to the just looking at their fruits, you also have to make sure that what they're saying is within your desires as well. Because at the end of the day, you always want to be doing something that you enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, then it's not for you. That's plain and simple how to put it. If you don't enjoy it, then it's not. If you don't have a passion for it, if you don't enjoy it, it's not for you. And I would advise you to look into something that you do enjoy. I know there's a lot of people working right now that they hate the job. They hate what they do. They don't want to be there. But I would hope that they are working towards getting to this place where they want to, where they can do what they want to do. So like I said, they could have the track record. Well, like Faquan said, they could have the track record. Their fruits could be good. But if it's contrary to your passions and what you desire to have for your life, that's also another way or you have to kind of put them together. You have to look at the fruits and also look at if it's going towards or if it's correlating with your desires and your passions on what's best for you, because everybody has a different path, and you have to, there's nobody else that can figure out and tell you exactly what's the best thing for you to do. That's only something that you can figure out for yourself. And make sure you do your research, because there are certain instances where you can desire something at one point and then you attempt it and then it's not as you thought it was because of lack of research. So make sure, like I said, you have to, I'll say it's a three-headed snake. You have to make sure, I don't know if snake is the right analogy, but hey, you got to make sure you look at their fruits. You have to make sure that you are also, it's correlating with your desires. And you also have to make sure that your desires are not a temporary desire. It's something that you really are passionate about, something that you really can and want to achieve for a long or the long run. Not saying that you'll have everything figured out, but have some research into it. Like, don't just be like, oh, I want to be a diver in the ocean. I want to do that for the rest of my life.
But you don't know it's fun.
It's like what you have to have a plan of how you would make money. I mean, they could be advising you of just find a way to be able to monetize that you can live. You can't be in this world without having money. They could be, like I said, these people, they could be telling you certain stuff to help you in that way. But if you shut it down, if their fruits are, I don't know, because it's a tricky situation.
Yeah, I was gonna add a fourth thing to that, a fourth head.
Yeah.
Because I actually remember reading this in Charlemagne's book, Black Privilege, Opportunity Comes to Those That Create It. And he was talking about how there was a chapter in there, he was talking about F your dreams. Basically, there's sometimes you have to tell people, hey, what you're doing, it's your dream, it's not your reality. Like if Faquan was trying to go into computer science, but he couldn't type me a simple code. Yeah, I gotta be like, yo, Faquan, you know, your dream
it's not for you.
It's not for you. You might be really good. Like, let's say you want to be a rapper. You may not be able to spit one single bar, but you are great at like producing, or you're great at arranging music. You might be a good DJ Khaled, but you may not be the best. You may not be the next Kendrick. So it's always it's taking things with a grain of salt. If somebody's telling you, hey, you're not good at this, maybe take what they're saying and say, okay, this is my dream, so I'm going to be passionate. I'm going to reject what they say. But if you're doing this for years on end, you're not getting any better. It's kind of like, okay, what do I have to assess? Am I really good at this? Do I have a talent here? Identify, is everybody that's kind of shooting down your dream, are they saying it for a specific reason? Is there a common theme? You want to be a trumpet player, but you're tone deaf. Yeah, it doesn't add up. Kind of like what you said. If you want to be a scuba diver, but you were the worst swimmer and you've tried swimming lessons, that may not be the best.
You might drown.
Career path. Your parents might just try to be making sure you don't drown.
Not for you.
Yeah. So like I said, it is definitely a tricky thing, because you could get that advice from, I guess, somebody that doesn't have good fruits. Right. So it is a tricky situation. But like I said, if you do your research, if you know that you have a strong passion for this thing, if you know you have the ability to accomplish said thing as well, if you're seeing these fruits and they're, like I said, if you have determined that what is being told to you is accurate, is in your best interest, is knowledgeable, then that's when I say you can take that advice. But if it's going against, if it's also correlating with your desires and passions, then that's when I say you can take that advice. But sometimes you have to go against the norm. Not saying I'll be like, F you, mom, F you, dad, you're not trying to support me. you have to. It's a way to go about it. You don't want to destroy relationships in your pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
I know why you're laughing at Faquan, but yeah, no. So you don't want to. My personal thing is you don't want to destroy relationships in your pursuit of chasing your dream or pursuit of your passion. You want to find the best possible solution as to where you can still walk in your passion, but also be in good standing with the people that you care about and that you love as well. Anybody have anything else to say? So I would close it out there.
I think that's well said. You can probably wrap us up here.
Yeah, 5 stars. Good.
All right, so we're going to end it off there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this podcast Sunday. Like I said, also, it is different, so there's no gameplay in the background. So definitely let me know how you guys like this. If you like this more, if you want to see something in the background, or if you want to see gameplay back, let me know. And it's up to you guys. I like either way, so it is what it is. Just let me know. But appreciate you guys tuned in as always. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you again, Terrence and Faquan, for joining. And Trio will be back. The best trio on YouTube podcast.
We taking over.
Yes, sir. Taking over the podcast world. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.
Peace.
Deuces.